Hello, everybody. Aunt back here. Is everybody ready to do a Dirty Dozen game? You'll need some mixed media paper, watercolor paper, recycled board that you've prepped with gesso. Um, Whatever you have, just pull a sheet of it out. And I wanted to do a big sheet, but apparently I'm down to just this watercolor paper. So I need a good sale at Michael's or somewhere to get me some more mixed media paper. I go through mixed media paper more than I do watercolor paper. So I hope some folks are going to join in today. I pulled out the actual Dirty Dozen prompts, and these cards were made from Dirty Dozen prompt games. So we're going to pull 12 randomly here. We'll just do this. And I'm not going to tell you what they are until we get to them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And of course, I propped the door open for the cats, so you know what's coming in? Flies. So I'm going to put the rest of these back in the box. And this is just a recycled little Russell Stover's candy box that I used narrow strips of paper to decorate. So even your narrow little bits can decorate something up. So these are Dirty Dozen prompts. All right. Let's see if I can. It's like my camera's too close. Let me see if I've changed the closeness on here a little bit. Let's back up. There we go. All right. So, hi, Angie. Hi, Pam. Hi, Cathy. Hi, Mama Juju. Hi, Candy, Cathy, Mary, and another Pam. So I got Pam and Pam. And I think that's everybody. All right. So this is watercolor paper, and it is the 9 by 12. And I got 2 sheets. And what I'll probably do is just do the same prompts, but use a different color or whatever. So I end up with 2. And that gets me almost totally on the screen. So prompt number 1. Hi, Joyce. I'm going to move that up there. And we're going to pull it. And it says red. So I'm just going to scrape some red paint on here. It's going to be, so you can do any red you want. If you want to do just red with a marker, you can do that. I'm going to grab several values of red and just scrape them around. And I noticed the other day that I really need to purge the paint that's getting kind of dodgy. There's a couple of those that look exactly alike. Maybe I'll throw in kind of a peachy color or a pinky color too. Pink melon. And then I need a scraping device. Of course, there's not one real handy here. And I don't want to take it forever. There's an old gift card to Cracker Barrel. Hi, Safia. So some red paint. And I'm just going to do a variety of reds. This one sounds weird, like it's separated. That could be cool just to splatter paint everywhere. But so what's everybody's dinner plans? Because, you know, we always have to talk about food. I've put some flounder in some cold salted water. Hi, Sharon. All right. And then we'll just scrape, scrape, scrape. And you don't have to cover your paper all the way if you don't want to. I'm going to lift this up and just spread this paint out on my drop paper a little bit so it'll dry. Not really worried about paint getting on the back of my paper because I can always, you know, put a piece of paper over it, or if I'm using them for cards, it doesn't matter. All right, so we'll call that good enough. There's my red. I need a wet one. So yeah, I thought I'd do something simple for dinner tonight. So fried fish with mashed potatoes and some vegetable of some sort. There's Renee. Hi, Renee. Let's see. I tried to draw that bird with Mary the other night. You can see it's there, kind of. All right. Hi, Vicki. So let's pull the next prompt. So prompt 1 was red. Prompt 2, green. This is almost giving a Christmas feel already. Well, I think I'm going to get a stencil out and some sponges and perhaps stencil some leaves or something on here. Let's see. I'll get out a little stencil. Do I have a little stencil with leaves? Yes. Well, I've got one that I made from a paint sample that learned to do from Gina. And so this is something Gina does. So I'm going to get a couple sponges. And a couple deep greens, not spring greens, but deep greens to represent the end of the year. I don't want anything that looks too springy, which I don't have a lot of greens. Well, I'm going to go with these two. And I need to get, I'm going to hold the paint and shake it as I go get some water. But this is how I made the little stencil of leaves. It's just a paint sample from Lowe's, and I used a punch and just punched out leaves. So that's what I'm going to use. Let me get some water so I have somewhere to throw those sponges. I did a couple pages, or started a couple pages with Anne in the forest book. I don't have the forest book. I have one that's kind of similar to it. All right. Let's see. I need somewhere to put paint down. I could just get a piece of paper. And I can use the paper for something else. I have all these little notebooks. People used to give me notebooks all the time. I'm trying to use them for grocery lists and things, get them used up and out of here. Don't need a lot of paint. Yeah, Renee's been feeling poorly. All right, and I got 2 sponges, so I can have a sponge for each color. I'm going to load the sponge, plop this down. Just pick it up. They don't look very leaf-like now, but that's okay. I'm doing the green. And this is going to get cut up into things, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And remember, we're only on prompt 2. We got 10 more to put on here. And the more you use these paper stencils, the firmer they get. So you can make your own stencils. Just keep in mind, you can't wash them. Sorry if that pounding sound drives you crazy, but hey, I'm getting the paint down here. I'll use up the last of this paint a little bit. Might have to put a little bit more out to get some out on here. Long time no see, Beth says. All right, that one can go in the water. Pick up this darker green here, and we'll put a little bit of this on. So I'm glad I'm getting some comments on the video I did earlier about making the t-shirt yarn, and I'm glad it was helpful. And I think I will do a crochet along for the little basket I made. So you need to make 2 balls of yarn up. So look for a couple old t-shirts and follow my tutorial, and we'll get together and do that sometime next week probably. That'll give you time to go thrift some t-shirts if you don't have some that are, you know, ready to be recycled into yarn. I need some more of that green. I like that one. Oh, let's see. When my ears get really sore and plugged, I do something that Scott calls cooking my head. I'll lay on a heating pad on the sorest ear for 15 minutes. No more than 15 minutes, they tell you that, because it draws too much blood to the area, but it sure is comforting to your ear when they're hurting. Just something I do, but you don't want to create a blood clot or anything. So don't fall asleep on a heating pad. That's a big no-no. I'm lucky I have a watchdog, and he makes me move after 15 minutes because he doesn't want me to injure myself. He said, "You're cooking your head." So who knows what this is going to look like. And now I got out way too much green again. I'm going to look at chat real quick. Well, that'll give this paint a little bit of time to dry a bit. I might close the door so the flies quit coming in. That's the bad part. And no, I'm not going to put in a cat door because then the palmetto bugs will be coming in on their own. This way, if they come in, I see them and I stomp them. If they could have free access, they just come in all the time. It can't be having that. Let's see. That's pretty good. Looks like leaves have fallen. Hi, Janet. And I'm just going to leave this out to dry. I don't wash it. It's paper. So I'm just going to push this door too. Howard's out here, I think, but he'll be all right. Do you want to come in or are you going to stay there? No? Okay. Well, come on now. You can get up in the window and prop up. Oh, Maritza's here. Hi, Maritza. Yeah, Sophia's just getting over a cold too. Yeah, and another thing from childhood that I remember, Beth, is Vicks Vapor Rub rubbed behind my ears. Vicks Vapor Rub cleared everything out, according to my grandmother. Yeah, the paint buildup does firm up that paper. So use your punches. Make you some of your own stencils up. You can't say you don't have stencils if you've got at least one punch, because you can make a stencil out of like the lid of your oatmeal paint sample, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I tell Scott that palmetto bugs, they look at you and they go, and he said, what do they do? They gross me out. Anyway, next prompt 3. And everybody's going, wait, I'm not done with 2 yet. Oh my goodness, it's going to be colorful. Purple. Now, how can I do purple and have it look fallish? Yep, Vicks Vapor Rub. I went to school with the stickiest chest ever. I might just do some purple lines with my card. Just run some lines on here. Brilliant purple. Sounds really moist, which could be okay. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, where are you guys? Over there. Over here. I'm just going to put a puddle in a line so I can just dip my card into it like that. Can you see that? There you go. Now you can see it. I just did a little line of purple, and then I'll get my old Cracker Barrel gift card. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it down the page. And up the page till it doesn't leave any more mark. Maybe go across on this one. You don't have to cover every inch because it's meant to be a layer. Maybe we'll do some this way. So I don't know where all the old folks are going to go around here because our Red Lobster done closed. There's another seafood joint down the road, but neither one of them was very good. So I don't know. We've decided that I cook better than any of the places out. So we were just coming to the conclusion that we don't need to go out anymore to eat very often. The last couple times we went out, it was not good. All right. Wipe that on my drop paper because drop paper is like bonus project paper. So I got my purple on. Candy says she still uses her Vicks. Yeah, we've got some. Dark purple. Maple leaves. Oh, yes, they are, Pam. I forgot that. Bernadette's out there walking in circles again. Poor old thing. They call that, what? Dog, where they're aging. Geriatric, I don't know. But sometimes you need Yes, sometimes I do. And if I hadn't already mentioned the fish, tonight would have maybe been a night to go out. Yeah. What's bad is I taught my son to cook, so as soon as I'm done cleaning, he's in dirtying up the kitchen. Drives me mad. Anyway, prompt. What are we on? 4? I know I go fast, but that's just it. That's just me. Dementia. Yes. Add texture. Texture of your choice. That we might have to sit and chat a bit and let it dry after I stick some texture on here. What do I got here? I got fiber paste and I got modeling paste. So let me see what I've got in my, of course, anything I set down. Let's see. I could just use just my palette knife. Do I want to do that? Just scrape some? I really like the idea of putting a bit of brick wall on here with modeling paste. So I got this little stencil. I think I got it. Oh, now I can't remember her name. She doesn't do it anymore. But she used to do stencils and wooden cuts. And she sold some flat-backed pearls. Why, I don't know. I can't remember her name now. All right. So let me see what I can do about, let's see. We don't need the printer plugged in anymore. I might have to pick my sheets up and hold them over here to dry them. Sorry I have to be off screen, but it is what it is, right? Getting hot finally. And I'll read chat again before I go to add my texture. That's something I haven't done for my sister, the art teacher, yet this year. I like to make her a little journal. She likes to use it for planning because I do like it. So it's an arty looking journal. And she loves to use those. So I ought to make her a journal. All right, let's see. Yeah, we have frozen pizza. You have pizza on Friday nights? Yep. Yeah, we were doing Wednesday night, get something to eat. But we haven't done that in a minute. We did go to La Cienega last week. I posted some pictures from the salsa that we got off the salsa bar. Yeah, we do musco. We did that last night. I took leftover meatloaf, leftover rice, and leftover zucchini and tomato I had baked in the oven together, and threw that all together and added another can of tomatoes to it. It was okay. And then we had a bag salad that we'd picked up at Aldi's. So tonight I feel like I need to put a little bit more effort in it, and frying fish is pretty easy. Don't tell, but I fry the fish in bacon grease. Not heart healthy, but it tastes so good. I don't know if I have very much bacon grease though, because we haven't been cooking bacon. Yeah, I did some purging of leftovers on Monday. So you don't have anything to do the texture. Now, something I saw, and I don't know if it'll work, and maybe Beth knows about this, but I saw one of those shorts or a reel or something where someone took cornstarch and they just added paint to it and they used it for texture. Hi, Cindy. I don't know if that'll work or not. Oh, goodness. Well, as long as you weren't making Bloody Marys, total Bloody Marys, it'd be all right at midday. Of course, you know, they say, what is it? Bloody Marys are supposed to be good for your hangover? I don't know. All right, now I'm going to think about this, because if I make these into postcards, they'll be 4.5 this way. And it's so I can get 4 postcards each, but they'd be 4.5 by 6, right? Baking powder or baking soda. I don't know. Spackling. So I'm going to put my bricks so they look like they're not going the right way. And I'm just going to put a little batch on each little section. And we'll get a little bit here. We hadn't done this in a while, and everybody seemed to get excited about doing it. So I said, well, let's do it then. If I could get it to quit sticking to my finger, that would be great. I see there's a new Beetlejuice movie out, and I know Michaels has a bunch of free patterns. So if you're a Beetlejuice fan, you might want to check out the free patterns for crochet, I think, and knitting at michaels.com. I'm sure, you know, some of the other yarn companies do it too, but I think Michaels is the one that's, you know, doing the most for it. Ooh, purple, picking up purple. It's okay. So I have purple bricks. Maybe it's at Prince's house. Uh-oh. Let's get that glob up. All right. I guess that's good enough. Good enough. Let's see. You're just ruining the tomato juice. I know Ann likes Bloody Marys. I just don't like tomato juice. Isn't that odd? Like the V8 juice, I really don't like that stuff. Good enough. We'll leave that to dry. All right. So this is really going to need to dry. All right. I'm going to give the next prompt, but I need to dry this stuff. So the next prompt, household or handmade stamp. So a household item or a handmade stamp that you've made, you can use either of those. I'm going to dry this. I wish I could get closer, but I can't. Trying to think of what stamp I'd like to use. Or what item I'd like to use as a stamp. Maybe I'll just use a ring out of the center of tape and put some circles on it. Then watch, the next prompt will be circles. That's always my luck. So tomorrow is craft and chat. No, yeah, but I will be late getting there because I have to take my mother-in-law to her doctor's appointment on the other side of town. And I'll have to drive her van, and I hate it. I don't like the controls to be off to the right in the center of the dash. It just feels so weird. And I'm hoping she's had the brakes fixed because the last trip was a little scary. All right. Let me see what I can find to stamp with. So you can stamp with ink or you can stamp with paint, whatever you want to use. I do not. Yes, I do. I use the hot and spicy V8 juice for my Bloody Marys. Yeah, I don't mind tonic water on its own either with some ice. You know, just as a little, you know. Oh, I'm going to use a curler because it's smaller. And I think I want to use a couple oranges, which I don't have very many oranges. But that'll bring the whole kind of autumn feel to it, I think, if I put some orange circles on here. So let's see. I'm going to get another piece of paper and set that aside. See, I got my curler from the curler set. I'm just going to use that one. Oh, yeah, you can get V8 in a variety of flavors, right? Isn't there a spicy, and isn't there one that's got like pineapple in it? Now, if you don't want to make postcards with your piece, you don't have to. You could make ATCs or regular cards, or you can make yourself a prompt deck. And when you make your own prompt deck, put prompts on them that for supplies you do have. And then you'll have your own deck, and you can play by yourself or with your family or whatever. And I do like to stamp so it's a little bit off the page. Now I'm going to get this other orange. Yeah, clam juice. I remember that. I'm going to mix a little of this with a little of that. Ooh, that paint's acting weird. Keep having to remind myself you don't have to cover every square inch because we still have quite a few prompts to do. Good enough. Good enough for government work. It's so funny how my cats, they'll be sound asleep and I go and I bring the dog in. So, of course, then they wake up and they want their food put back down, but they can't have it back down because the dog is in. But she came in and she ate and I put her back out. That is really juicy. I'm going to put this other piece of paper on it and smoosh it out. Maybe pick it up and then smoosh it out again. Maybe I'll end up with some paper that I can use as an artist trading card background. See? Instantly. We'll set that aside to dry. And we'll maybe add some more to that. All right. Yep, we were talking about Bloody Marys. But I think actually it started because Cathy said she wanted some tomato juice. I'll have to see if I can do a short at the grocery store standing in front of all the V8 juice selection. Just for Safia, so she can see all the flavors. All right. I don't even know what prompt we're on. That was prompt 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5. We aren't even halfway through the prompts. This sucker's going to be loaded. And it's sticking to the page where the paint's stuck down. All right, next prompt. Grab a pen and write them down if you're not keeping up. Oh, it's a wild card. So woohoo, you get to do what you want to do. Now, what does Becky want to do? Got some painty paper on deli paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up on itself and see if I can punch some leaves out of it and then glue them down. We'll see. I'm thinking if I get it. Kind of stay away from that edge. Let's see if I can punch through those. Oh, you know what? I need my die cutting machine. I'm going to clear a space on the end of the table here. Let's see if I can get the die cutting machine over here. And then I'll see if I can find my dies that can cut leaves. And I might have to revert that back to something that's not quite as thick. Okay. Hopefully the table won't collapse. Let's see here. It'd be nice if I could cut a bunch of them out really quickly. Let's see. And they're all just going to be at this orangey yellow. If I remember right, that's a fat die. Yes, it is a fat die. See, it's leaves. And I'm pretty sure I need to make this. Let's see, you take this away, right? And then you put this fat one in between the two cutting. It's been a while. And Beth said, use gold. All right. Let's see. I lay this down here. I need to get my paper so it covers the leaf part of it in the middle here. And I think I'll get a piece of painter's tape and just tape it to the die. Oh, I was going to say, I thought I had some that's fatter. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just going to tape my paper to the die itself, like so. And I think I will put it face down and layer it in here and see what we get. I'm just going to put it back through because I do have multiple layers here. All right, let's see what we get. Looks like it cut all the way through. And I'm going to clean as I go so I don't have a mess at the end. Start leaving these machines out. Oh, good news. I got the dresses mailed off to Madi. So maybe she'll open mine on Sunday. But you guys have already seen them. So it's fun to watch all the dresses coming in though. It really is. Oh, if I have a separate sewing room, you guys, I might be able to have a die cutting station in here where I wouldn't have to move everything around all the time. All right, let's see what we got here. There's that stack of leaves and that stack of leaves. and that stack of leaves. And then you get the bonus if you want to use it later of the negative space leaves, because see, you can open it up and have a bunch like that. So that might be one we use on a different prompt game. I'm going to fight that back into the container afterwards though, because that'll take a while. All right, so I'm thinking I need a gluey brush and some, what's it? Matte medium or something. There we go. So I should have 4 of each type of leaf. There's 4 of that one. 4 of that one. This one's wanting to stick. You're going to try to make some dresses next year? That's awesome. I know Maddie's goal for this year was 7,000 dresses, you guys. The first year she ever did it, she said, let's see if we can get 100 dresses. And she got nearly, I think, over 1,000. And then each year we've done more. And last year it was over 5,000 dresses donated. Now, something I'm going to keep in mind for next year, because I'm done for this year, is I'm going to focus on the size 10 and 12 only, because those 2 sizes are the ones they run out of the quickest. They always get the little dresses because, you know, everybody can afford to do that, in that it doesn't take as much fabric as a size 10 or a size 12. But my focus, I'm going to really make my focus to be for the bigger sizes next year. I just thought that might be a good plan. It's going to make some noise. I think I'll just dump that in the trash can. And then what is this? It's kind of looking like it's about to rain here. I don't have Weather Channel. I just go by looking out and seeing that the sky has changed. So I don't know what we are looking at. A little bit of rain, apparently. All right. Matte medium fluid. And I'm just going to put a little bit down and move it around. I love to make the dresses. I've participated every single year so far. And my youngest sister, she loves to help me by getting fabric for me. And it does have to be 100% cotton. And of course, my texture paste wasn't dry right there. So let's stick another leaf up here. We'll put this one there. That was a bit on the much side. We'll put one on here of that same leaf. I've decided I need to start making myself go out and do a little bit in the yard each day for like 30 minutes and just keep it at 30 minutes so that I can get, excuse me, some of the yard stuff I want done. I can do things in small sections much better than trying to kill myself and work for like hours on end. I used to work in the yard for 3 to 4 hours at a time. I can't do that anymore. Sorry, guys. That came on me out of nowhere. Excuse me. All right, let's put some more of these leaves on here. No fair passing cooties through the internet. Oh, now another sneeze is coming. Might have to get it something to drink. Renee. Oh. Oh, goodness. Oh, dear. That's not, okay. It's not wanting to do. And I know that Devin's coming on, so if anybody wants to go watching gel printing, I'm going to just keep going until we get all 12 of our prompts done. Yolanda will just have to forgive me this time because these dirty dozens take a little bit of time. Oh, goodness. Wait a second. 3, 4, 5. I have made a mess. And this might be a good time to do that. I mentioned this the other day, and we'll do that next, but I got to get something to drink, and I'll tell you about it. I don't know if that's going to be all right or not, but we'll see. All right, let me get something to drink. All right. Get something to drink, Becky. Get something to drink. Oh, I forgot I had those little red potatoes Instead of mashed potatoes, I think I'll do red potatoes in a cream sauce. Let's see. I'm just going to grab the first one. And what these are little journals. You can see that craft paper. Those are journals that I made. And then I've just been chucking things in here. Like there's some of my found relatives. There's some ATCs. There's some clusters. There's my mushrooms and napkins and just random things that I've thrown in here. And I'm going to do this as a giveaway. And it's open to everybody. I'll pay the postage to get it anywhere. So, yeah, I got what you said. I see you're letting a bag of goodies. So put a number in between 1 and 100. And I will go get my phone while you guys are doing that. And this will give all this a minute to dry a bit. And I'll go ahead and grab an envelope while I'm in here. And if I have your address, whoever wins, I can print a label after I sign off and get it in the mail. See, I'll put it in here and I'll put a note in with it. Oh, don't land wrong side up. And I'm thinking it will fit this way. And then I can fold the envelope down to smaller. And each one of these has some of the same things and then some different. But it's like a journal kit and then some extra goodies. So see, it would be like, I got to make sure it's rectangular in shape or they'll charge me extra. But there you go. All right, so the first one that's closest to, without going over, to whatever number we get. Let me get myself on live chat here. Does everybody have a number put in? All right. I'm going to put in the stop. And then I'll get random number. Sorry, I'm sniffling. Let's see. All right. 1 to 100. And no display. Lower the brightness and get you guys back over here. Blow this up a little bit and generate. And the number is 55. Who's on or nearest under 55? I see Sharon has a 44. Janet went over. Is it Sharon Lombard with the 44? The number was 55. Hi, Goldie. And Janice is here. Hi, Janice. Yay, Sharon Lombard. Do, 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 do. And Sharon, I have your address. I need something to write your name. So my sieve brain doesn't like purge it. Let's see. Certainly I'd remember, but just in case. I'll be printing a label to stick on here, so it doesn't matter. So Sharon won the first of those journals, and I have 3 more of those little kits over there. And like I said, you don't know what you're going to get in it because it's just random stuff I've come across and shoved in these packages. So some have some fabric made things, some have, you know, paper stuff. So Sharon, you'll just have fun digging through and seeing what you got for as goodies. I'm going to put these leaves back in this file. All right. And then we'll see what we have here. Are these getting drier? All right, so that was our wild card. And I don't think I'm going to put these prompts in the description box. So if anybody wants to play along, they'll have to watch the video. I'm being a stinker because I just don't feel like typing them out today. Sorry. So there you go. All right, next, add scribbles. Ooh, I better dry this. Add scribbles. I'm having to do a lot of drying. I forgot about that. I got to come up with a better way to have this plugged in. All right. Still got some sticky areas. I might scribble away from the leaves a little bit. That's fine, Mary. That's fine. So scribbly dibbly, scribbly dibbly. What do we want to scribble with? Let's see. A Sharpie pen. What's that? Intuitive writing or whatever. You could just, I'm going to turn it so it's in the right, kind of in the right area, and just do. Add some scribbles. Looks like the kids got loose. Uh-oh, I think I put my pen through that medium. Doesn't matter. Just some random squiggly digglies here. All right, I did the scribbles. Add scribbles. All right, oops. All right. You just scribbled all over it with a ballpoint pen. Oh, okay. This one, the next one here. Awesome, Mama Juju. That's great. We love to have new people here. It's fun. I need to come this way because somehow I know. I moved the camera. There we go. It's coming together. It's coming together. All right, Scribble sticks. Now, Scribble sticks are a water-soluble crayon. So if you don't have that, use something else water soluble, like watercolors, or if you've got some other watercolor type pencil or marker or crayon, any of that will work. And I'm sitting here thinking, what did I do with the scribble sticks? And I need a paintbrush. Let's see. I can close that set of watercolors. They're plenty dry. Where are they? Are they in here? No, that's gelatos. There they are. Scribble sticks. And I don't want to stick my paintbrush in the glue bottle. These are the scribble sticks by D. Wakely. But again, use what you have. And I'm just going to wet my paintbrush, and I'm going to just wet my crayon and get some color and stick it on here. Give it some dimension to the leaves. And I might just let some drip. Maybe add some splatters. Because we haven't done splatter yet, because, you know, once I decide to do it, then it shows up as the next prompt. Isn't that the way? But I do kind of like splattering with them. And this is how my computer keyboard gets covered in stuff. And then Scott says, "What is all over your keyboard?" And I'm like, art supplies, whatever. I might use another color. Let's use some orange. Now, if you want to use some of your paper, your whatever you end up with today, you can also use some of it for artist trading cards or coins if you're in a swap and you need an autumnal background. You can make up a big sheet like this and then just cut it to the shapes you need and then just decorate them. Fun way to get your backgrounds done. Maybe we'll splatter some of the orange around a little bit. And then I do leave these open to dry, the scribble sticks, so they don't get stinky. Let's see, put those in there to dry. Sorry, trying to put things away. And you can like turn it and let it get some drips down on the page to add different texture. You could even take a cloth and pick some of it up if you didn't want, you know, big blobs like that on it. But I like the big blobs. All right. It's kind of looking all the same, and I had this bright idea that I'd do them in 2 different colors, but it's all good. It's all good. All right. That was the scribble stick. Get your pencils because I'm going to call the next one. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously. Orange. Now, technically, I've already used orange on my piece, so I could say I've already used it. But of course, I'm going to go ahead and do something with orange. I might just do some small dots with orange paint and my dotty dowel. This has made all kinds of dots. So I'm just going to put a puddle of orange down like so that you can't see. Puddle of orange. And then I'm just going to dip that in and make some dots. I like groups of 3. And I'm also thinking about doing a lot more standalone videos and have a variety of things, like maybe me sewing a piece of clothing, and you can watch me struggle, or some cooking videos. Maybe we'll get together and make pie crust. I'm always amazed at all the different ways people make pie crust. I was taught the very old-fashioned way, by hand from scratch. My grandmother only ever used Crisco. Crisco was her go-to shortening, and it's the only one I like. So I am brand loyal when it comes to Crisco. So Crisco, if you're out there, you could send me some Crisco, and I would do you some videos. We could do biscuits together, because the biggest downfall people have with making good biscuits is they handle the dough too much. Way too much. Biscuits are not like bread dough. You need them 5 times, literally 5 times. Press them out, roll them out, whatever, however you get them flat, and cut them. That's it. And the more you handle it, the tougher your biscuits are going to be, because you're exciting the gluten. Right, Vicki? All right, I can put my dowel back over there. I added orange. Yep, and see, Stitch It Pam. Her mom only used the Crisco, and Ann's grandma used Crisco. Yep, I don't like lard. It makes it too, I don't know. I just don't like the heaviness of it. And Renee says she dislikes biscuits. I don't. I like biscuits with chipped beef on biscuits. So good. Anyway, I'm talking about things I shouldn't be eating anyway. And Goldie says hers used Crisco and half lard from her own pigs. Yeah. Some people like the animal fat, which is there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I fry my fish in bacon grease, so I can't say anything. It's just that's what I grew up with. All right. We've already splattered, but we're going to splatter again. So now I need to splatter with something that will be kind of shocking. I'm going to do white. We'll splatter with white just to give us some oompa loompas. I said that, and now I'm not seeing any white paint. This happens when you clean up your space. It's getting warm in here too. Whew. Let's see. I need a fan brush, and I need something to put the paint in. There's some water hanging here that I probably should swap out because it's been in here for a while. Swap it out, clean it out. And I'm just going to put I said I'm going to, oh, wow. Okay, I got some paint there, man. I'm going to do this over the trash can. Add some water because you want it to be splatterable. Splatterable? And I'm going to set this aside. And if you take you can use another brush or you can just use your finger. You get better splatters. It's snowing on fall. And again, this is how and I'm just tapping it with my finger now to get the smaller dots. I'll have to do something with that white paint. That's a lot of white paint. Alrighty. I'll set this aside and do something with it in a minute. All right. Splatter. Yep, it did. Climate change. There you go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Dry, dry, dry. We only got 2 left, right? Yep. Add flowers? Holy macaroni. Flowers. Add flowers. Add flowers. Hold please. Let's see. I have to go digging. Well, that's not flowers. I'm looking in my napkins. Because who knows? I might have some flowers. This might be autumnal flowers. I found some fall trees there. I got plenty of crows. Oh, come on. Have some chrysanthemums or something. Well, I have pumpkins. Poinsettias. We can take it on into Christmas. Oh, here we go. This will work. It's got some flowers and it's got pumpkins and leaves. And I have a cat coming through. Don't get any bright ideas. And I'm just going to tear it down the middle and use 1/2 on one piece and 1/2 on the other. And I'm not keeping this. And let's tear it into little pieces. I really want to tear them in this small of pieces, but that's okay. It'll be fine. All right, and then I'll tear this one up, the other one, maybe. And of course, again, I'm going to have to dry this some before I can put these on here. And I guess I'll use the matte medium again because I have it out. I'm going to fold this one in half a bit. There we go. Good enough. Good enough. Dry one. We'll let the other one be drying on the side. Can't bet. Let's see. The Four Seasons. There was also something called Nay Up That. I wasn't going to, Ann, because I'm not feeling like typing them out, but I can, I guess. It might take me a minute. I got to get cooking dinner here shortly. We eat dinner at 4:30, and I know that sounds really early to a lot of you, but we get up at 5 o'clock, and if we eat much later than 4:30, then we got too much food on our stomach and we don't sleep well. So we eat about 4:30. I'll type them up, and it just might take me a minute because I got to get straight into cooking. You can't jump up here. I have paint. Just trying to get this dry enough that I can put them on. Oh, that'd be awesome. Cathy says she'll put them in my group. That would be awesome. Then I can be naughty and just copy and paste over to this video. That would be awesome, Cathy. Flowers on a fall piece. There are fall flowers, but after I splattered it with white, made the snow come, you know, I didn't see flowers coming into the picture at all. All right. I may have a little bit of issue with paint movement when I'm gluing this flower stuff down. And I'm going to just set one of these aside and glue the flowers down, and then I'll set the other aside, glue the other flowers down. Oh, flowers and pumpkins and berries. Oh my. I really didn't see flowers entering the picture, but it's what it is now. I really would like to put some of this out on something. Let's get another piece of this paper, and I'll put a puddle of this stuff down just to make it a little bit easier. We are so close to having our prompts done. So put this on here. Some flowers will show up eventually. Right now, I've just put an apple and a leaf down. Oh, here's some flowers. And a pumpkin. Now, I will probably set these aside to get good and dry before I cut them into postcards. And I'm just going to cut them in half this way. So that'd be 6 inches. And then in half this way. And that'd be 4.5. So they'll be a little, different size than what people normally see. Callie, don't even think about it. The door was open and you just ignored it. And now that I'm talking to people, then you want out. Go on. Airplane will take off out of the airport and she'll be digging at the door to come back in. But, oh, cats. Cats and dogs. We really are. We're all owned by our pets. And you can do things like once you get these cut into postcards, you can put a border around your postcard. You can add a quote. You can just keep adding. This is meant to be your background. Okay? So just think of this as the background. Oh boy, that one's really... And my napkin's folding on itself, and we call that texture. We don't worry about it crinkling up or nothing. I do kind of miss the little table at the little house, the little cottage that we were living in, because I could sit down for these games. Here, this table sits so high that I have to stand to be able to see what I'm doing. So I end up standing for 2 hours, which is probably healthier for me anyway. They say it's really bad for you to sit all the time, to get up and stand for at least 15 minutes every hour on the hour. Stan Lee's a little boss. That's all there is to it. He's so bossy. Stan Lee is Renee's boss. Let's see here. Oh, and there's Callie back at the door. I knew she would do that because she's just like that. That was one of the reasons I moved my craft room back here, because this used to be the den. And I would hear Scott hollering about the cats wanting in and out. So I said, well, if I just move my room back there, then I'll be the one yelling and I won't have to listen to you. So now he hears me saying, stop it, stop it. Last night he said, okay, I will. From the front room. I guess I was a little loud, but she had been getting on my nerves all afternoon. And I was just like, just knock it off. You crazy cat. There she goes again. I'll letter it back in when I finish with this paper. And I swap it out. So I'm adding the flowers. You know what would be great is if the last prompt is add a border. But we'll have to look and see here in a minute. Callie, I'm going to let you in just a few minutes. Just hang on. I got, 2 more pieces of the napkin to glue down? Because once I pull a napkin out, I'd rather just use the whole thing than stick some back in. Let's put this one right here. And I was planning to do these as postcards, but now I'm thinking I do need to send some artist trading cards out to like Esther, because Esther sends me beautiful ATCs. Her and Shannon, Art Junkie. I need to send them each an ATC. All right, so there's one. So I'm going to set this over here, get this one back over here to do this one, and I'll let Callie back in. It's not all you thought it was going to be, is it, girlfriend? Heather has one little end. Well, Heather, you have a big dog. All right. Let's put some color up here where it's real white because I left the background. And that's the bad part about folding the napkin. Then you have pieces that are stuck together back to back. I got it. I got it apart. Wow, this is going to make for some colorful postcards. Another thing I can do with the white space that's left at the edges, I could bring in some like gold and just edge everything in gold. Uh-oh, my phone's going off. I'm just going to put this all the way up through here. Sorry I haven't followed chat as close as I'd like. Let's see here. We got another Sharon. Hello and welcome. Now, if you come next Wednesday, I don't know what we'll do next Wednesday, but I'm going to be giving away another one of those little handmade journal kits. It's got a little journal that I made and some random things that I've created or things I've put together. Homemade ephemera and clusters and that kind of thing. So there'll be another chance to maybe have one of those mailed to you. Ooh. I'm trying to get some of that orange out of there. Uh-oh, that one's back to back again too. Oh, Scott will like that if I do the red potatoes with cream sauce and put a little parsley in with it. He'll like that. He had some of the weird meal for lunch that I made up yesterday from the must-go stuff. We call that must-go when we're cleaning the fridge out. We either need to eat it or it must go. And I'm trying so hard not to throw out any food because everything costs so much. So I'm getting extra creative, coming up with weird meals. All right, I can tell you the last prompt. I've got just a few more pieces of this to stick down. Uh-oh. I must have had this folded several times. I was watching K3N make the cutest little bowl out of hexagons this morning. So that's on my list of, I want to make one. I want to make one of those. That might be one of those I could do a standalone video. I need to catch up with Janet's Nash's standalone videos that she's been putting up. Won't be long now, and she'll be going on her great adventure to Africa. Maybe someday I'll get to travel. Someday. I don't mind being at home, but I do like to see new places. Sorry, I'm concentrating. I'm trying to get the last of all this stuck down here. Another piece here. I'm going to use up all this napkin. Got one little piece left. We'll just let it plop down there. Plop. All right. There is that one. It's kind of looking very vibrant. I don't want to glue my paper to the page. Oh, there's something I don't know. That must have been where I was cutting things out with Anne. There we go. So, I don't know which way to go. This way. Move over, move over. All right, last prompt. All right. Add cutouts. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some silhouette type things cut out with my die cutting machine and just do it in black as a focal image on these. I don't know what I'm going to cut out, but I'll cut something out. Kind of wish I had a pumpkin. Of course, I could always do my own pumpkins, but you never know. So add cutouts. Then I will probably cut these into, I'll have a total of 8 postcards, and I can add my cutouts after they're cut into the shapes. I might add some gold around each one just to make them glisten a bit, and then add some autumnal quotes, and then I'll mail them out to random people. How's that sound? Weird meals are Heather's forte. Anne's asking Safia if she's drawn her ticket yet. I used to do them every Wednesday. There for a long time, we were doing them and everybody was doing prompt games. And then I got away from it, but I'd like to do them about once a month. So this will be our Dirty Dozen for September. So maybe we'll do a Dirty Dozen the second week of October and maybe do it more of a Halloween theme. This really, I was thinking it would be more autumnal than it is, but it's still pretty good. And we might even do them twice a month. We'll see. We might do one week after next and do something else next week. All right, guys, I have got to go get cooking. So I hope everybody had fun. Congratulations to Sharon Lombard. She won the little journal kit for this week. And I will be giving away a different one next week. Well, the journal part is the same, but what's in the packages may be different. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, I can see why this thing